Hi everyone, it's Shannon with Play with the World. I'm out playing with the world. I'm in beautiful Fez, Morocco. It's actually one of my favorite cities in Morocco. There's such a beautiful energy here, and it's it's very old and ancient, but it's also very sophisticated and magical, really, if you will. It has a huge sense of adventure within it as well. So I want to dive into today's message because I think it can help a lot of us. I want to talk about how you can find your passion. In fact, the fastest way to do that, which is really relevant right here because I'm living my passion. I'm living, working, playing. My whole life is just basically location independent, and I get to choose where I want to work, when I want to work. And as a travel writer, as a book author, as a coach, I get to have beautiful offices that look just like this. And so I have found my passion, my life purpose, but it hasn't always been that way. I was not always this happy. So I'm going to share the tips that I used that have actually been interpreted by this amazing person, Stephen Kotler, who actually wrote an article for Forbes that really was inspiring, that I'm going to share some of those tips with you today. And the very first one, if you're struggling in the fastest way that you really can find your purpose and your passion, very first thing you want to do is to follow your curiosity. You know, Elizabeth Gilbert talks about this in her book Big Magic as well. You want to follow where you're curious. Instead of thinking, what am I passionate about? Oh my gosh, I have no idea. Simply say, what am I curious about? What makes me feel alive? What am I curious about? So I did this too, and I thought, what am I curious about? And I thought, well, I love being out in the world. I love cultures. I love talking to people. I love learning about people, why they do things, what makes them tick, what makes them excited, what makes them want to live a life that's more exciting. And so I started to create this kind of curiosity wonder list, things that really brought me joy, things that I was curious about. I was also curious about learning about the publishing world. At the time, I was in a different career. I was working in advertising and graphic design. I was in corporate, and I didn't feel connected to that job. But I followed my curiosity. Travel led me to start writing. And as I started to write, I started to share my experiences with others. So this is a very organic process that you can do. Number one, follow your curiosity. Number two is to actually simply write it down. Write down a list of all the things that truly make you curious, make you feel joyful. So I did this as well. I said writing, I love traveling, and I love sharing my experiences. I love expressing myself creatively. And I looked at all this list, this big list of all these things, and then you look at where it overlaps. And this is what Stephen talks about in this article. You make this list and you see what overlaps. Where it overlaps is your sweet spot. That is your passion, that is your purpose. And for me, I looked at this list and I said, oh my God, I want to be a writer. I want to be a travel writer. I want to go out and play with the world. So I started my blog, Play with the World. And lo and behold, here I am living a successful, abundant, happy, fulfilled life, following my curiosity with these steps. The final one that you want to do, the simple one, you simply look at where it overlaps. And the final one is to actually go give yourself courage to go after it. You have to find the courage within, because here's the thing. I discovered all this, but I was still sitting in corporate. I could have stayed in corporate and said, oh, how do you become a travel writer? How do you become a book author? How in the world am I going to get money to go work from anywhere in the world? And I could have sat in that static mindset. But instead I said, nope, I want to go have this. I want this to be my reality. I want to go live my life to the fullest. And so I started to take these steps, and I took one step at a time. So find the courage by taking one step at a time. Just one. That's all you have to do. That is the fastest way to find your purpose and passion, my friends. I hope you try these steps and watch how your life transforms. It will be glorious, magical, and oh so beautiful. I can't wait to hear how it goes. Leave in the comments which step you're going to action right away. I can't wait to hear. In fact, I want you to do this. I want you to leave what you are incredibly curious about. That's it. What are you curious about? Leave it in the comments. That will help the dialogue go. We'll get started, and soon you too will be living your purpose and passion. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, a beautiful weekend, because here we are playing with the world. It is a beautiful world. It is beautiful. So go play with it. Thanks, guys.